Coming up on Good Morning Texas,
Visiting state parks,
coffee cake confections.
and no GPS allowed.
All this and more coming up on Good Morning Texas. Good Morning Texas for Wednesday, April 7th. I'm Tanya Velasquez.
And I'm Harshita Avernani. Thanks for joining us this morning. So, Tanya, how's your week going?
It's been pretty okay. I feel like I've had a lot of tests and projects this week, but that's expected. It's nearing the end of the semester, so I think just professors are just putting all of their material just at the end,
Yeah.
near the end.
No, me too. I've had a lot of tests already, and I'm having a few in the next few days. So I've just been studying and doing a lot of homework.
Me as well. All right, so let's jump into this week's trending topics. So last month, Biden has directed states to expand COVID vaccine eligibility to all adults by May 1st, but Biden is now expected to push this deadline up by 2 weeks to April 19th. Most states have already made the vaccines available to all residents 16 and older or have announced that they will do so by mid-April. The U.S. has already administered 150 million doses in the first 75 days of Biden's presidency. At this rate, Biden is on track to surpassing his previously stated goal of 200 million doses in his first 100 days. The country is averaging 3.1 million shots being administered per day over the past week, or almost 1% of the total U.S. population. Nearly 1 in 4 adults are fully vaccinated. The state with the highest percentages of their populations vaccinated include New Mexico, South Dakota, Alaska, Rhode Island, and Maine. Texas still lags behind the majority of other states, with 16.1% of their residents having both doses and 28.5% with at least one dose.
Wow, so Texas is lagging behind a little bit. But Tanya, have you gotten vaccinated yet?
I have not, but I have scheduled my vaccine for this Thursday, so I'm really excited for that.
Yeah, I have mine scheduled for next week, so I'm also excited. Something that just happened yesterday is on Monday, the game show Jeopardy had an interim host. Can you guess who it was, Tanya?
No
It was
idea.
Aaron Rodgers. If you don't know who Aaron Rodgers is, he's the quarterback for the Green Bay Packers. In 2011, he helped his team win the Super Bowl, and he was also named the Super Bowl MVP for that game. But Aaron Rodgers is more than just play football. On Monday night, he hosted Jeopardy for the first time as the new interim host. The show is trying to find someone to step in to host the show since the passing of longtime host Alex Trebek in November of last year. Rogers is on the list of star-studded interim hosts that viewers may see, such as Dr. Oz, Anderson Cooper, Savannah Guthrie, and Dr. Sanjay Gupta. However, this is not the first time that Rogers has been on Jeopardy! In 2015, he appeared on Celebrity episode of Jeopardy! And even won $50,000 for charity.
Oh, wow. I did not know that he did that.
I know, it's pretty crazy. Furthermore, he will continue hosting Jeopardy! Over the next 2 weeks, but he does not want this to be a temporary gig. He actually wants this to be a permanent host of Jeopardy! It would be more interesting to see how a full-time NFL quarterback is going to be a full-time game show host.
Yeah, it looks like we've been reaching a lot of milestones lately. So speaking of first, St. Edward's University, a small private college in Texas, is one of the first universities in the country to require students and staff to have a COVID vaccine for the upcoming fall semester. Only students who have religious, medical, or personal concerns can opt out of the vaccine requirement with the vaccine's emergency use authorization. However, students who choose to opt out of the vaccine requirement must obtain a notarized exemption document and must submit this before September 1st. Across the country, at least 4 other colleges and universities have instituted similar mandates, like Rutgers University in New Jersey and Cornell University in New York. On Tuesday, Governor Greg Abbott issued an executive order that prevents all government agencies, including universities, from instituting any further COVID-19 requirements for services. So UT cannot implement a similar mandate for now, at least. It is unknown if his decision will affect St. Edward's vaccine requirement for fall semester.
Well, I'm hoping that a lot more colleges try to get their students vaccinated. Well, let's check in with Linda at the Weather Center. How's this week's forecast looking, Linda?
Thanks, Harshita. Well, Longhorns, we hope that you enjoyed the Easter egg hunts and sunny skies this past weekend. Looking forward at this upcoming week, we can expect a week full of beautiful skies and hot temperatures. As for today, the clouds will clear up as we get into the afternoon with a high near 87 and a low of 58 in the evening. Get ready to feel the heat on Thursday, as we will have a high of 91 with a lot of sunshine, leading to partly cloudy skies and a low of 65 at night. On Friday, we are looking at a possible chance of thunderstorms, which will hide the sun as we get into the afternoon hours with a high of 93 and a low of 62. Don't fret though, Longhorns. The sun will be making its appearance at just the right time for the weekend with a high of 83 and a low of 57 on Saturday. You can expect more of the same on Sunday as we will see a similar trend with a high of 89 and a low of 65 with addition of mostly cloudy skies in the evening. That sounds like the perfect weather for a picnic in the park. That's it for me, live from the Weather Center. I'm Linda Hamilton.
Thanks, Linda. Don't go anywhere. We'll have more Good Morning Texas when we get back.
Oftentimes as students, we get really wrapped up in all of the chaos of college. But with Austin being located right in the center of the state of Texas, there are a ton of amazing places that are just a short car ride away. That's why our Cameron Trout and Arushi Godanti brought back our segment Texas Travels and took a trip to visit some Texas state parks.
Hello and welcome back to Texas Travels. Today we'll be going to Enchanted Rock and Lockhart State Park.
Since we're seniors, we really wanted to see all that Austin has to offer, and Enchanted Rock and Lockhart State Park are one of the two big attractions for state parks.
We are super excited, so let's get hiking.
Enchanted Rock is about 2 hours away from UT Austin and downtown Austin. And I highly recommend that if you're going to drive 2 hours away for this park, make sure you make a day pass reservation. And that's going to ensure that you're allowed to actually go to the park and save you a spot. If you didn't make the day pass reservation on the week that we went, about 200 cars actually got turned away, so make sure you make one. In terms of the trails, they're actually really easy, but there isn't shade, so make sure you bring a hat and check the weather. My favorite part about the whole trip is actually taking photos. There's so many beautiful rocks that you can just strike a pose on. So if you plan on going, wear something nice and strike a pose on a rock.
The next day we headed out to Lockhart State Park. This park is a lot less intense compared to Enchanted Rock and has a lot of nice trails that go through foresty areas. The shade was definitely a nice break from the treeless Enchanted Rock. The trails and pathways were also very well marked and they made a lot of great scenic walkways. There are a ton of cute trails that go along a creek that is really nice for some pictures. On the other side of the state park, there are mini trails that lead up to some cactus patches as well, but sadly there are no really good views like Enchanted Rock had. Well, that was Lockhart State Park. It was really fun and simple compared to Enchanted Rock and really like flat overall.
Yeah, and it's really easy to do same-day reservations. There wasn't a lot of people.
Yeah, we had a really good time. We hope you come to Lockhart State Park to see it for yourself.
For Good Morning Texas, I'm Cameron Trout.
I'm Arushi Godanti.
I'm Nicole Shaw.
Nearing the end of this semester, it seems like we just can't get enough coffee in our systems. But you know what goes great with coffee? Coffee cake. In celebration of National Coffee Cake Day today, Madeline Hayden baked one of her favorite coffee cake recipes.
For National Coffee Cake Day, I'm making a blueberry sour cream coffee cake. The ingredients are butter, sour cream, vanilla extract, baking powder, salt, chopped pecans, cane sugar, brown sugar, flour, powdered sugar, and blueberries. Also a 9-inch bundt pan. Preheat the oven to 350. Grease and flour the pan. Then your ingredients: half a cup of brown sugar and 2 cups of white sugar, 2 sticks of the butter of your choice. Then beat until light and fluffy. Take 2 eggs out of the refrigerator and then separately beat each into the mixture. Add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract and then a cup of sour cream. Then add 1/5 cup of flour and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Then blend. Add in 1 cup of fresh or frozen blueberries, I did fresh, and fold them in. Add half to the bottom layer of your bundt pan. Then layer a combination of pecans, brown sugar, and cinnamon. Then you'll add the remaining half of your mixture and then swirl the pecan mixture into it. After baking for 55 to 60 minutes, it will be done. I did not let mine sit long enough, and so it kind of fell apart, but then you dust powdered sugar onto it, and I would give it a 10 out of 10.
Long before the days of GPS, people had to read road maps to get anywhere, but this has become a long forgotten skill. So in honor of National Read a Road Map Day, our Stephanie Molina put her map skills to the test to get around Austin. Let's take a look.
Hello, good morning, Texas. I'm Stephanie Molina, and today we are going to be reading a road map in honor of National Read a Road Map Day. We are going to be using this instead of actual Google Maps, and we're going to be going from Riverside all the way up to Airport Boulevard to Daiso. So let's see how that goes, because I'm not too sure how to get there. I've been there, but I'm not too confident in my skills. So we're going to be marking this up and see how well I could go without a GPS. Okay, so we are currently here in Riverside, and we are going to be going from here. Yeah, Airport Boulevard is here, so Daiso must be around somewhere here. Okay, so now I'm kind of confused of where to go, so we're gonna try this way first. So I took the south exit, which I honestly think it's the north one, because over here it's just like nothing. So I'm gonna do a U-turn. We're already in North Lamar, or we're about to get there. Oops. Okay, we're somewhere here. I don't know. Where is it? I don't know where it's at. We just went straight for like 2 minutes, and I'm already lost. Okay, so we just got to Daiso. It took us about 20 minutes. I would say we left like my apartment at around 1 p.m. and it's now 1:22. So I think that was like a good amount, but I think I had like a bit of knowledge that made it easier for me to get here. But realistically, this road map would not have helped right now because it's so hard to read and you had to be focusing on the road. So I wouldn't recommend, but it was fun and it was a challenge. That's it for me. I'm Stephanie Molina, and I hope you guys have a nice day today.
Don't go anywhere. We'll have more Good Morning Texas after the break.
Welcome back to Good Morning Texas. Today we've decided to take a step back from the rush of college life so we could just sit back and chat for a bit. So, how have you ladies been?
Pretty good, pretty good. Like I said before, very busy. There's been a lot of tests and projects, and it's been very hectic for me. I don't know if it's been hectic for y'all.
Yeah.
No, it's been crazy.
Yeah, this is the first semester I have not had to do a group project, which I'm very thankful for. But the papers and midterms last week almost took me out.
Yeah, last week I wrote a 5-page essay for my government class, and it was terrible. I don't know how I did on that, but we're praying, we're hoping that it's okay. But we'll see.
No, yes, I definitely feel you on that. Like I think I wrote an essay last week too, and I've just had like a bunch of readings and a bunch of writing assignments coming up lately, a lot of projects.
Yeah, and I know the course catalog for next semester came out today, and like I'm started like looking at the classes I'm gonna have to take like next semester, and it's only getting harder from here, so honestly, I'm nervous.
No, yes, I definitely feel that fear, like, because I remember my first semester thinking, oh, this is hard, and then it only got harder, and I feel like that's just what's going to keep happening after each semester.
Yeah, definitely coming from a junior, future senior over here. It keep hope alive, but from speaking from someone that has never gotten the perfect schedule, it's one of those things. It comes with college.
Wait, okay, so Linda, being a junior, what's your favorite journalism class that you've taken?
Ooh, put me on the spot. Okay. I apologize to all of my other journalism professors. I love all of you. But my favorite class so far has probably been Reporting Words 310 with Diana Dawson. Shout out to you. She's the best. And runner up would have to be my Race in the Digital Media Era with Professor Watkins. He's awesome too. So good recommendations for both of you.
Yeah, I think I'm taking reporting words next semester. So,
Well, that's exciting. I'm excited for that class.
yeah, I am too. I'm excited to start writing some more because this
Oh,
semester
for
has
sure.
been a lot of like digital projects, but I like writing better, so I'm hoping to get back into that.
Yes, and I definitely need the writing experience because I really do not. I have not really had the opportunity.
Yeah, I wrote for like my high school newspaper, but I feel like it's been a while. We've had like almost 2 semesters now, so I have to get back into it.
Wishing us both luck with that, and hopefully it'll go well.
Yes, we can help each other out for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when
Definitely.
it comes to writing, I do recommend this one. It's called Orange Magazine. It's a UT magazine, and it really helps with like kind of getting you used to the flow of writing, kind of the magazine style. If either of y'all are interested in that, I took it sophomore year, fall semester. It was really great. So just throwing that out there.
I
Yeah.
think I might have heard of that, but I haven't really looked into it.
Yeah, I know there's like a lot of like publications and magazines and stuff. I think I have to like go through all of them because there's so many and like pick out which one I think that would be the most fun. Because I know there's like, Drift magazine, there's also like Afterglow, and then there's like Daily Texan, and there's tons and tons and tons more. So
I know about Spark magazine too. I have a friend who writes for Spark.
yeah.
Are y'all all involved in any journalism orgs other than the one I mentioned before?
Well, obviously a part of a Good Morning Texas, and then the other org that I am in is called Incubator, which is like another TSTV program. So basically, what you do is first semester you write a script for your own TV show pilot, and then second semester you like produce it. And so I'm actually filming for that this weekend. And so these next 2-3 weekends are like super busy because we're just like going to all these different locations and producing our own pilot.
That actually sounds very interesting. I haven't heard of the incubator, but maybe it's something I should look into. The only other organization that I'm a part of is Texas National Association of Hispanic Journalists, and we meet like I think every 2 weeks, and we just like talk about like resources mostly that would like help us become like better journalists and like increase representation of like Hispanic people in like the journalism community.
That's really fun.
It's fun. I like it.
Linda, do you recommend any other organizations?
Any other orgs? I am the vice president of the National Association of Black Journalists. It's very similar to, Tanya's org. So I definitely recommend that. I'm also a part of Black Print, which is a publication. It's fairly new on campus. And other orgs outside of that, I'm a part of Fly. There are so many, honestly, so many orgs that you can get involved in that'll just give you that kind of like stretch about what you feel. The Daily Texan, Gmtx, obviously the best we're all a part of. So those are just a few.
Yeah, I know a lot of people part of the Daily Texan, but I don't know. I'm not sure if I want to go into like hardcore like news journalism. So I don't know. I know the Daily Texan is very, very intense from my friends telling me.
No, yes, I've heard the exact same things from like my friends who are in the Daily Texan. It's very stressful. So I'm also on the fence a little bit about joining like an organization like the Daily Texan.
Right. So with you and Tanya, you and Harshita being freshmen, is there anything that, I know y'all are both freshmen, but is there anything that you wish you knew before coming to college that you've learned already?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't. Tanya, do you have something?
Let me think about that. Probably just to be organized and to have like really good just make a schedule like every day for what you have to do, especially if you're taking like 15 hours or more. Like, yeah, a lot of stuff can pile up, like extracurriculars, schoolwork for like all of your classes. I would just say to find like your own things that work for you. So like a calendar, an agenda, and just make sure you stay organized and on top of things, because it's really easy to get behind and then just stay behind.
Yeah, and then on top of that, like how much like free time you also have is like try not to waste it, because sometimes you find yourself wasting all your time and then you're like behind because you weren't organized with your time. So I think like adding on to Tanya, just like being aware of like how you're spending your time as well.
For sure.
No, definitely. Being a junior, I can vouch for both of those. There's so many things that college has taught me. It's just like, it's only the beginning and it's only going to get better. So
I really hope so. All right. Well, that was a fun talk. I had a great time chatting with you ladies. Don't go anywhere. We'll have more Good Morning Texas when we get back.
Good morning, Texas. I'm Sydney Tasman, and today I'm going to be talking to junior Peyton Moore, who is a student volunteer at Gregory Gymnasium, helping with the distribution of the COVID vaccine. And welcome. Thank you so much for coming on Good Morning Texas. How are you this morning?
I'm so good. I'm so glad I get to talk to you.
Thank you. Yeah, me too. So you volunteer at Greg Gymnasium, right, to help with the distribution of the COVID vaccine. So can you talk a little about your volunteer experience? Have you always volunteered with UT, or is this your first time kind of getting into volunteering here?
Yeah, I'm actually volunteering through the school of social work. I'm in a social work class and I'm minoring in social work. And so I need service learning, basically is what it's called. And it's just volunteering at different organizations and agencies around Austin. And one of the options this semester was working at the vaccine clinic. So I've done that a couple times. I'm going to do it tomorrow, actually. And a lot of it is just patient flow, making sure kind of like managing the area, making sure people know where to go, kind of comforting any nerves, helping with any questions or concerns and all that good stuff.
Yeah, that's awesome. Can you tell me a little about how you found this opportunity? Was it through your class, and then why you decided to ultimately pick this one to volunteer for?
Yeah, I was able to find out about the opportunity through my class, my social work class at UT, and I just thought that this was a really cool opportunity. You know, when else am I going to get to help out in something like this? You know, it's been such a big thing, big deal for so long. So it feels good to, you know, be a part of the solution, hopefully help get things back together to normal.
Yeah, of course. So do you get the vaccine as part of volunteering to help? You do?
Yes, but that was also another thing that was super great about the opportunity. So once I completed 2 shifts, so about 9 hours of volunteering, I was able to get my first dose of the vaccine. I was fully vaccinated by the 3rd of March.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah. Congratulations.
I know.
How many people would you say volunteer at Greg, you know, every day, every week? How does it work? Are there shifts you go? How many people at a time? And what does a typical day look like for you volunteering?
Yeah. So at least for the social workers, there's about like 15 for every half the day. So about 30 social work people kind of work on patient flow every day. And there's 2 shifts a day from like 7 to 12 and then from like 12 to 5. So kind of long shifts, but it's all good. And then there's vaccinating people. There's kind of adult volunteers and nursing students also helping out, pharmacy students as well. So I bet there's probably, over 100 people a day volunteer, and throughout the week, there's probably different people every day. So there's like hundreds of volunteers that go and help out on a weekly basis.
That's awesome. And so you said you're a social work volunteer. So can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, a lot of it is just little minor things. Like a lot of times, especially in the beginning, a lot of the 1A and 1B kind of first round of like vaccinations, a lot of the people, they're older or they're, have poor health. So they might not always be able to, get through the line on their own. So, getting them wheelchair assisting in that way, finding a spot for them to sit down and rest. A lot of it's, calming nerves, helping out with, minor questions, stuff like that. I've had, walk with some people, also helping out with the other volunteers, kind of, leading, showing them the ropes and stuff like that.
That's really cool. That's really fulfilling, I'm sure, right? To be able to help people during this time, especially. So do you know how, UT students, if they were interested in volunteering, maybe not just here, but anywhere at UT, do you know how one would go about doing that if they wanted to help out?
That's a great question. So I know in the beginning it was just open to like social work students, pharmacy students, nursing students, all that kind of stuff. But I want to say that they've opened it up more because of just like they've been really trying to get more and more vaccines through to like really, do as many as possible and see kind of what the limits are with that, to try to, get us vaccinated as much as possible. So I think they've been opening it up to more volunteers, but not off the top of my head. I don't know like exactly how, but I think it's possible for sure.
Okay, awesome. That's great. Thank you so much. That's all I have for you. That was super helpful, and it's super awesome that you're doing that and helping the community. So kudos. It's really cool. And thank you so much for giving your time and talking to us today. I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Yeah, of course. It's so great to talk to you guys. Bye.
Bye. Thank you for tuning in. For more Good Morning Texas throughout the week, you can follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Good Morning TX. From all of us here at Gmtx, we hope you have a wonderful Wednesday.